Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you in my second video. In our first video we discussed, I hope you remember the topic, to blossoms, jotted down by Robert Herrick. It is actually a poem to blossoms in our book, and it has been written by the poet Robert Herrick. I told you about Robert Herrick and I explained the first sentence of the poem with you, and you got it that actually Robert Herrick has compared blossoms with human beings, and he wants to give us a message that like blossoms, human beings do not live long span of time in this world, and they bade adieu the world within short span of time, although they wish to live long life, but it is not so. When Robert Herrick talks about the blossoms, and we got it that he requests them again and again, there are so many pleading requests which he does with these blossoms, and like this, that to stay for a while and give me the beauty of nature. But unfortunately we got it that they didn't responded positively with Robert Herrick's request, and they bade him bye-bye within that span of time. So while looking at the petals of the blossoms, Robert Herrick was not feeling good. He was feeling what I should say, pain in his heart. He is in the state of deep shock. And then he begins the second stanza of the poem. Second stanza of the poem begins like this: what were you born to be, and are our hope's delight, and so to bid good night. It was pity nature brought you forth, merely to show your worth and lose you quite. But you are lovely leaves, where we may read how soon things have their end, though never so brave, and after they have shown their pride, like you a while they glide into the grave. Second stanza, I told you that it is in the state of shock and says what? Say what, uske baad hai note of exclamation, shock. What were you born to be, and our hope's delight. ब्लॉसम से कह रहा है रॉबर्ट हेरिक, क्या आप बस पैदा हुए थे सिर्फ एक या आधे घंटे की खुशी के लिए? You came on this world, you came in this world, you gave me pleasure, but it was not a long pleasure. It was very short-lived pleasure. It seemed कि आप सिर्फ एक घंटे या आधे घंटे के लिए मेरे पास ठहर गए, and then you bade me bye-bye. You gave me a delight. Delight means enchanted state, means extreme happiness. Extreme happiness. Poet feels too ecstatic while looking at the beauty of blossoms. That's why he says, you gave me pleasure, but it was a very short-lived pleasure. It was only for an hour or hope's delight, and so to bid good night. Then you bade me bye-bye during the night. Then at the same time Robert Herrick, what I should say, ये अपने आप को दिलासा ऐसे दे रहा है, ये कह रहा है कि जिस नेचर ने ब्लॉसम्स को पैदा किया, एक्चुअली वही नेचर है, वही परवरदिगार है, वही खुदा है जो उनको मुझसे छीन भी लेता है. He says, it was pity nature brought you forth. Who gave you birth? It is nature. It's that ultimate power of the universe which gave you birth, and it is that nature which what I should say is responsible for your death also. वो आपको मारता भी है, which separated you from me. उसने मेरे से आपको जुदा भी किया. So he is thinking positively in this line or in this verse of the stanza. Then he says, it was pity nature brought you forth, merely to show your worth and lose you quite. So I lost you because of nature wanted you to separate from me. Then he says, but you are lovely leaves. I told you blossoms जिन ट्रीज पे निकलते हैं वहाँ उसके बाद फ्रूट्स भी निकलते हैं. जब फ्रूट्स निकलते हैं तो फ्रूट्स के अलावा वहाँ लीव्स भी होते हैं. लीव्स का कलर कैसा होता है? यस प्लीज टेल मी. ग्रीन. वेरी गुड. ये ग्रीन कलर के होते हैं लीव्स, आप देखते हो यूजुअली ट्रीज पे. तो जिस जगह ब्लॉसम होता है वहां पे डेफिनेटली लीव्स भी होते हैं. लीव्स आर ग्रीन इन कलर. Those leaves are also beautiful, we can say, but you are lovely leaves. आपके जो leaves है, पत्ते, फिलहाल मैं कह रहा हूं, those are very beautiful. Those are very, it seems like this, but case is not this. He says, where we may read, हम पत्तों पे, leaves of trees, leaves of trees. लीव्स ऑफ ट्रीज पे हम पढ़ते नहीं है, हम पढ़ते हैं किताबों के पेजेस पे. दैट्स आल्सो कॉल्ड लीव्स. लीफ उसका सिंगुलर फॉर्म है लीफ. इसकी सिंगुलर फॉर्म भी लीफ है. इसको भी एक को बोलते हैं लीफ, प्लूरल को बोलते हैं लीव्स. जो बुक के पेजेस होते हैं उसको भी बोलते हैं एक को लीफ और प्लूरल को बोलते हैं लीव्स. तो साउंड्स आर मैचिंग. इसको भी लीफ, उसको भी लीफ. प्लूरल लीव्स, यहां पर भी लीव्स. He said, but you are lovely leaves. ऐसा लगता है पहले कि शायद ये पत्तों की बात कर रहे हैं. But he says in further, where we may read how soon things have their end, though never so brave. We do not read on the leaves of trees. We read on the leaves of a book, on the pages of a book. So it means pages of the book. Although it creates some sort of chaos and confusion, whether it is the tree, it is the leaf of a tree or leaf of a book. When this technique has been deliberately used by the poet Robert Herrick, and this technique is called pun. P-U-N, pun. What's pun? Pun means an amusing use of a word. Remember this thing. An amusing use of a word or phrase which has several meanings. यहां पर भी एक जबरदस्त क्रिएट किया गया ये वर्ड लीव्स. इससे हम थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो गए कि क्या ये लीव्स है या वो लीव्स. बट फाइनली वी आर एबल टू से दैट एक्चुअली दीज आर द लीव्स ऑफ a book where we may say that see everything is mortal in this world and everything one day has to go. हर एक चीज को अब जाना है, उसको डेथ को फेस करना है, हर एक चीज को. सेम इज द केस विद ब्लॉसम्स, सेम इज द केस विद ह्यूमन बीइंग्स. जो जब हम किताब खोलेंगे कि इस दुनिया में कौन कौन सी चीज आया था, ये कह रहा है जब हम आपके पेजेस खोलेंगे, ब्लॉसम्स के पेजेस, तो दैट वुड बी रिटन इन गोल्डन वर्ड्स बिकॉज यू गेव अस प्लेजर, यू गेव अस ब्यूटी. Okay, he says like this. He says और भी चीजें आई है इस दुनिया में, वो भी थोड़ी देर के लिए उन्होंने स्टे किया and they then glide into the grave. उनका भी फिर फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन वही ग्रेव थी जहां पे आ गए. So in nutshell, poet wants to give us a message that we human beings must live like blossoms. कि अगर हम थोड़ी देर के लिए रहेंगे लेकिन उस देर के लिए हम लोगों को प्लेजर दे, हम वो कंट्रीब्यूशन इस दुनिया को दे कि हमारे मरने के बाद भी people will remember us forever. William Shakespeare said that all the world is a stage, all the men and women merely players, they have their exits and entrances. ये सारा दुनिया एक स्टेज है, यहाँ पे लोग आते हैं, औरतें आते हैं, मर्द आते हैं और फिर आते हैं और जो ही आते हैं फिर कभी चले भी जाते हैं. तो इसीलिए इस सारे वर्ल्ड को स्टेज कहा गया कि इसको आप मान लेना आना है, उसके बाद जाना भी है. लेकिन इस आने और जाने के बीच में जो हम काम करेंगे वो होने चाहिए तो कि लोग उम्र भर हमें याद रहे. So this was the main theme of the poem to blossoms. Now I conclude and give you at last home assignment. Your home assignment is Daffodils. Daffodils is a poem jotted down by William Wordsworth. You will read the poem Daffodils by yourself and you will give me your own interpretations of the poem. You will send your interpretations on my personal number. I hope you will do it quickly and will send me. Thank you very much for the time.